Hi everyone, it's Red Sea Reefer here. Welcome to this latest Focus Friday video. Today we'll be going into another fish based on the video of last week where I discussed the dragonets. There's another kind of blenny that's in my tank, which was also referenced in one of the comments, which is the Lawnmower Blenny, and that's the popular name. The scientific name is Salarias fasciatus. This is a blenny that's often found in reef tanks because they have the amazing ability of eating a lot of algae. So they're actually quite a popular fish among reefers that are just starting out, that just set up their reef, and of course then the cycle algae will start to appear in all kind of forms and places, and well, they're quite a nuisance, so people want to get rid of them as quickly as possible. Of course, the yellow tang is also a very good algae eater, and other tangs as well, but the yellow tang and the Lawnmower Blenny are very popular fish when it comes to removing algae from your tank. Well, as you can see, my tank doesn't have a lot of algae in it anymore. Of course it used to. Even my tank, when it started cycling, had a lot of algae everywhere. So it's a common thing when you're cycling your tank and you're at a point where you think, I can't handle this anymore. Just hang in there, and buy some good cleanup crew to remove the algae from your tank. Well, the Lawnmower Blenny has been in my tank for, I think, about 3 years now, ever since I started cycling the tank and the nitrates were gone. Nitrite was gone, and well, since it hasn't been able to eat a lot of algae since then, luckily it also likes meaty foods, so it will also enjoy mysis or krill or whatever food you throw in there. Even the mastic that's on the window is also eaten by the lawnmower, and it's a very entertaining fish to watch. Sometimes it's just lurking at you from a distance, and all of a sudden you'll notice that it's there, or you don't. It's a master of disguise. It's right here at the moment. I hope it's a bit calm and doesn't run away quickly. Usually it's very you can stick your hand in the tank and it won't move, so it's very much used to people moving around the tank, and even putting your hands into the tank is not a problem. So here it is. As you can see, it's a very detailed fish. On first sight it might seem a bit bland, but the details on this fish are very nice. It's a very curious fish. It's always taking up a spot on the reef somewhere and taking a look around. As you can see, it's doing right here. The eyes have a nice texture to it. They have small antennas on top as well, and it uses its side fins to keep in position and to move around on the sand, on the rocks, wherever it pleases to be. So you'll often see it nipping from the back of the glass, of course, since there's some algae accumulating there. As you can see, a bit of green, which is normal to have in your tank, by the way. And also when the windows are starting to get dirty, then it also starts kissing the glass, so you can see small bite marks on the glass. So right now it moved to here. This is, by the way, this is its favorite spot to sit, in this pillar somewhere. Most of the times it's in between here, just looking around. There it is. As you can see, it's the colors aren't that beautiful. It's kind of gray. This fish has the ability to camouflage itself a bit. So it can change color a bit. It can get darker or lighter whenever it pleases, or when it's scared, obviously. But it can also do it at its own agenda. There's 2 different species that I know of these lawnmower blennies. This, as I mentioned before, is the Salarias fuscatus, but there's also a dark one, which is more of a black kind of blenny with white spots. Here you can also see the comparison in size with the dragonets. As you can see, these dragonets are fairly small fish. This is, by the way, this is the male, which has a really nice dorsal fin. So when you compare it to this lawnmower, it's like comparing a tank to a car. It's a really huge fish. It's also very fat. So please pay attention to that as well. When you have one of these fish, make sure it eats well. It has enough food. When the algae is gone, make sure that it has enough other food to rely on as a food source. And yeah, that's the most interesting thing to tell about this fish. So it's a very useful fish to keep in your tank, and it's also, I think, has a very nice personality. Here you can see it starts eating from the mastic. So it has a nice personality. It's different from your normal kind of fish, which is just swimming around, and this one is more lurking in crevices and on corals as well, just taking a look at what's happening around the tank. And yeah, I can definitely recommend it. It's quite easy to care for, quite easy to get it to eat something even other than algae. And yeah, definitely a fish that I will keep in my tank for a long time. I won't get rid of it, and might it ever die, then I will definitely buy a new one, because yeah, I just like the presence of this fish. And then, speaking of lawnmowers and lawn, a quick update on the Refugium with the Jecod algae and the Calerpa algae inside. It's actually doing really well. It has been doing really well for a while. I was a bit concerned at first that it might not grow enough, because some people mentioned that the lights might not cut it, and that the 28 watts wasn't enough to let this bad boy grow. But it has definitely grown, because I've already removed about a third of this, and yeah, and still I put this thing back and it's just kept growing. So it's doing really well. Also the Calerpa, which is behind it, is growing really well. I think it has doubled in size in somewhat 2 weeks now, so very pleased with that. Maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but anyway, grows really well, has nice grow. The roots are growing as well, so it's creating new leaves. So I might even start trimming down this one as well soon. So if you're seeing this for the first time, I'm having this because I want to reduce phosphates and nitrates in my tank. These algae, macroalgae, are very efficient at removing any nutrients from the water. And one thing I added as well is, since this light source is also causing both coralline algae and regular algae to grow, I've put 2 quite large turbo snails in here to take care of that, so to make sure that the algae doesn't take over the sump. So there's the second one, just showed you the first one. So the algae is doing really well, and well, I think that proves that this Tunze 8850 light is perfectly able to grow algae in your sump or whatever you want to grow it. It's mainly white and a bit of red, so that's the right combination for these algae to grow. So yeah, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like the fish, and I'll see you in the next one. So for now, have a nice weekend, and bye bye.